how a plumbing company created their unique USP. Hello, welcome to Marketing for Owners, the podcast. My name's John, you should know that by now. So, what about these plumbers, eh? I was at a meeting, I think I mentioned it recently, although it's a few years ago, in San Francisco, and we're going through some exercises. And we're talking about how to come up with a USP. Now, a lot of people come up with USPs and they look at it and they say, the standard things such as, oh, we have free shipping, we turn up on time, we wear uniforms, we do this, we do that. But these things are they're just features. They're of no benefit for the customer. They're just telling how you do it. That's not a USP. And to be honest, like my company, one of my companies has free shipping. Lots of companies have free shipping. It's not a USP. So you've got to find something that's unique. If you want to stand out from the crowd, you need to find something that's truly, truly unique, worth boasting about. Think of it that way. Now, back to these plumbers. So they were doing an exercise where they were trying to make a marketplace for themselves in their local area, and of course there's lots of plumbing companies, and so they sat down, they involved the staff. Remember, we discussed this recently, remember? Involve your staff, don't just do this yourself, because you've got to think outside the box. Other people have great ideas, involve them, even friends, family, others, suppliers. But they sat down around the table and they discussed problems and issues that come up, things that are unique, and they had a flip chart and they wrote them down as they came up. Now, one of the things the guys mentioned was that generally their calls are in the middle of the day, and more often than not, the person that answers the door and deals with them is the lady of the house, the wife, the mum, the lady of the house, looking after the kids, whatever. So they looked at it from her point of view. They started to discuss it. Oh, okay, so what does she want? Now, they pointed out that all the plumbers were men, and generally, when they went to the house, they are a man coming to the house with a lady on her own, so there's the worry about security. Now, sometimes they'd say, okay, lead me to your boiler, lead me to your radiators or your pipes, and of course, the lady would then have to walk through her house with the door shut behind, with a stranger, a big burly plumber, following her. That's worrying. This all came out in the talk. So they pointed out that in the mind of the customer, their customer, they thought security and safety was a massive issue. So what they decided was that in future, when they go to the door, they stand back a certain distance when the door is answered, and before it's asked for, they held up their ID card and they presented it leaning forward and say, please take my ID card, please take a look and check that you're okay with that. If you need to back this up, please call the number, I'll wait outside. Again, making the lady feel safe. Now, once they cleared that hurdle, the next one was to say, the problem, say, is the boiler. Say, I'd like you to take me to the boiler, but if I just walk ahead, if you can tell me which direction, you can follow me. Again, safety, security. They decided if she was following, that would make her feel much more comfortable. And they worked through it like that. Now, they worked through the problems and they came out with their USP. They wanted to be safety. And then one of the bright sparks said, hey, I know what we can do. Most of these homes have smoke alarms. We come in, we do boiler tests once a year. Why don't we offer to check the smoke alarms, which, as we all know, need to be checked once a year? We'll check and we'll change the batteries. It's just a battery. It's free. We'll do it as part of the service. And that backs up the safety, the security aspect. They did that. They implemented these changes, and their USB became the security and the safety. And they found that referrals from their customers, something like tripled. It was remarkable. Their business went up 50%, something like that. It was a huge jump, and mostly from referrals because of the difference, because they were different. They just didn't do it better. They didn't have nicer uniforms. They made a USP, a proper, unique selling proposition. So, coming up for the weekend, this is going to be my challenge for you. I want you to take out that bit of paper, and one reason, by the way, for taking out a bit of paper is it sinks, when you write it down instead of entering it electronically, it sinks into the brain more. There are lots of studies that have proven writing sinks into the brain, goes deeper. I want you to start brainstorming USPs. I want you to brainstorm everything you do, every aspect of what you do where you meet with a customer. Just the parts that meet with the customer. I want you to twist it and put it from the customer's point of view. So not like we show our ID, then that's a feature. Put it from the customer's point of view, and to say you have the benefit of checking our ID before you start. So turn it from the customer's point of view. So look at it, every aspect of what you decide. Write it from the customer's point of view. Turn it into a benefit, into the what's in it for them. Because when I'm a customer, that's all I'm interested in. List those out, and then see if you can come up with a new, unique selling proposition that is going to interest customers, going to stand you out from the crowd, and then put it into practice. And also, have yourself a nice weekend.